Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Yeah.
How are ya?
Great.
We were just talking about our skin.
Just about your skin. I'm trying a new, I'm taking after my 12-year-old and going for less makeup, more skincare.
Cool.
And using just more glowy lotion.
Yeah.
That type of stuff.
It looks great.
How about you? Just going with a hat.
I needed to revamp my skincare routine, I think, because I'm having some major breakouts right now. Hence the hat 2 weeks in a row, because trying to cover up some forehead stuff going on. So
they say if you're breaking out, just cover it up.
Yeah.
That's what they say. I had a moment yesterday at Sephora with my 9-year-old.
Okay.
I was actually cringing at me from the outside because I had to argue with my 9-year-old to not buy this brand called Drunk Elephant.
Oh.
Which is really expensive. She's got beautiful, flawless skin. She's in 3rd grade.
Yeah.
And I'm having to argue about not buying this expensive product. And I just, because there's a whole thing about 9 and 10-year-olds at Sephora taking over for
No, I don't know about this thing.
Okay. Well, why would you? I actually am doubting why I thought you would. It's a thing, and it's as a mom, there's this weird balance of letting your kids practice independence and wanting to be trying things, but then also having to set boundaries and things. And so Piper's the youngest.
Especially when money's involved too.
Well, she has her own. It's her own money. And
Gotcha.
That's where it actually gets really tricky.
Yeah.
Because we say, they earn their money by doing chores and certain things.
Okay.
So when we're out, if I say you can't get that, she's like, but it's my money.
Right.
I'm like, but you can't get that. So it's a hard conversation.
Do your daughters tend to save their money, or do they want to spend it right when they get
Alice, big saver.
Okay.
Piper, what is saving? Doesn't do it. Doesn't believe
First in, first out.
Yes.
Got money burning a hole in the pocket.
100%.
That's funny.
So yeah, it was a little bit of a kerfuffle in Sephora.
What was the result?
She didn't get it. I allowed her to get something else. It's one of those things where it's I know she doesn't want, she wants it because she's seen that it's a cool brand.
Okay.
But I have an app, Yuka.
Yuka, yeah. You told me about. I use Yuka pretty often.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. So it works great for skincare and cosmetic things.
Nice.
And so I scan it and it's not good. And I'm already hesitant because I'm like, you're so little. You should be washing your face and maybe putting some sunscreen on. That's it.
Yeah.
And so I was already hesitant. And then I found something and it was 100 out of 100. And she was excited about it.
Nice.
So
for anyone who doesn't know, Yuka is an app that you can scan food items, products, and it'll tell you how healthy it is, basically, based on a variety of factors. So how much protein is it? I guess for skin products to be different.
It tells you dangerous chemicals.
Okay, cool.
And then what I love about it is it also provides recommendations if they're instead of that, try this.
Wow.
Yuka, if you need some sponsors.
I know, yeah.
If you're looking to sponsor.
Use code weekend for 10% off your, I guess it's a free app, isn't it? Or is it a paid app?
I think it's free.
Okay. It's great. I use it all the time. If I'm at the store and I'm comparing two things, I'll scan each label and I'll just trust, I'll trust whatever you tell me. But it's cool because it weighs the protein, the calories, the fats, the chemicals, everything.
Yeah.
And gives you an overall score. And I did Chick-fil-A sauce. Guess what Chick-fil-A sauce's score was?
Not good.
0 out of 100.
Oh my gosh.
0 health benefits, only negative things about Chick-fil-A
You know what
sauce.
they don't measure? Internal happiness.
Happiness. I know. That's true. That would at least add 30 points.
My taste buds would beg to differ, Yuka. So anyways.
So skincare, that was part of the weekend.
That was part of yesterday. Yeah.
We're on episode 26.
Here we are.
I was trying to think of some 26 things. I couldn't think of anything.
I don't think we can carry on that tradition. I think we're done.
It ends at 25.
I
guess when we get to 29, there'll be some good things. 29 again. I'm 29.
Yeah.
And then 30 is a big milestone.
100%.
Cool. Okay.
So
we'll take a break.
We've got some goals. We've got some things to work towards.
Well, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good.
It looks great.
So I was away. It was spring break last week. And so we went to Victoria, Canada. And here's my thing. I felt like I could have spent an entire week and done more things there. Okay. Chad was a little bit that was fine.
Okay.
I don't know if I have to go back and do it again. So
I had more things you like.
Well,
things that Chad likes.
Yeah,
or?
I think maybe for him it was a little bit he always it's going to sound a little bit braggadocious, but he complains when we go to an Airbnb that's a decent house because he's like, I love my house.
Right.
We have a really nice place.
Yeah.
So when we pay to go to somebody else's house,
Yeah.
that is not as nice as my house. And he doesn't love it.
Makes sense.
I get it. You
have like a little resort within your home.
It's fine. It's no. But I think for me, it was, I'd never been to the city before. There was a lot of things, and we really only had, so we got there Wednesday evening. We really only had all day Thursday, all day Friday to explore, and then we left Saturday.
Okay.
And
so 2 full days.
2 full days. My parents were with us, and both of our dogs are with us.
Yeah.
So
it's a full house.
It was a lot of things to think of. People's, activities have to be thought through well. But it was great. Have you been to Victoria?
When I was like 3 years old.
Okay.
I've had multiple trips planned to Victoria that haven't panned out. So I definitely need to make it. I actually have I was spending some time at the end of 2023 planning out my travels for 2024. Okay. And Victoria is on my list of places I want to go this year. So
well, let me know when you're going. Maybe I can join you guys and enjoy the rest of my time. No, it was great. So we did like high tea at a really nice little bed and breakfast. We did.
Was that the hotel?
It wasn't there is a fancy one. Okay. There's one that's like,
what's that hotel called? Like the Olympus or
something
fancy sound. Okay.
We went to the Pendry restaurant, which is attached to like Harbor Manor, some other bed and breakfast. It was very charming, very cute. The girls, Allie was just in heaven. Like anything that's like aesthetically pleasing. Allie is so sweet. And actually one of my best parts was after the vacation, we were at home kind of settled, and she came and said that she loved the trip because she was a little bit unsure before we left. And then she said while she was there, she realized how much beauty there is in places she's never been to before. And that she can really appreciate just being with family. It was just like such a mature and like sweet thing for a 12-year-old to recognize, like maybe some of her friends were going to Florida and Disney World and these other, fun places. And she just hadn't even heard of Victoria and was like, why are we doing this? So it's really sweet to hear that she, saw like the beauty in just being with family and exploring new places. And
that's awesome.
We went to, I don't know if it's Butchart, something.
Oh, the gardens. Okay.
People say we actually saw one of Chad's friends from back in his rugby days, and he pronounced it, and I was like, I definitely have not been saying it like that.
I've heard multiple pronunciations of that word, so I'm not even going to try.
Well, and here's the thing: if you go, that's like a must do.
Yeah.
We went, and it's springy, so there were some things that were in bloom, and it was just unbelievably beautiful. I couldn't imagine in like the full season when it's like there's like a whole rose garden, but when we were there, was like not a single rose blooming. I just imagine it is absolutely stunning. So,
any cherry blossoms?
There were some cherry blossoms.
Nice.
There was a whole like Japanese garden area. Nice. What was really nice is like it was enough of an experience that was like worth what you paid, but it wasn't too much where you were like, everyone's exhausted. Right. We're like, we don't even care about that last garden. Let's just get out. It was like a really like nice amount of space and activities to do. And they have a little carousel and just like cafes, like fun stuff for, outside of just garden.
How long do you spend at the garden?
Probably a couple hours.
Cool.
Yeah.
Walking around. Do you have good weather?
And if you go and you bring Stevie, she can go.
Oh, really? That's surprising.
We were so disappointed. We did not realize dogs were allowed. And we left.
So they back to the Airbnb?
Yeah.
Did they destroy anything at the Airbnb?
No, luckily they didn't. We did bring a crate for Stella, so that was fine. But
she looked so cute sitting in the back seat of the car. She looked like a human.
She's like, Piper was laying down and Stella's head is on Piper's head. Like they're both asleep. It was so sweet.
I swear, these Goberian dogs, I think this is going to be the new thing. They're great dogs.
The only thing is we got home, we were unpacking. Somebody left the gate open. She got out for hours.
Really?
Hours. Came back filthy. We were just like, we don't even know where you've been. Piper, I asked what her favorite thing was, and hers was memorizing I want to put in quotes a rap. It's like oh my gosh, Meghan Trainor. It's like a Meghan Trainor song. And her and Allie memorized this rap part in it. And it was like in the bathroom of our Airbnb, she sang it. And that was her favorite.
That's her favorite memory from the trip. That's great. There's nothing to do with the trip, but that's great.
I was like, glad we took you all the way out here. We went to a cafe that was like the one you've described where it's board games.
Okay, yeah.
So for yours, do you have to pay like a cover charge to go there? Oh, interesting.
Nope.
So this one you paid a cover charge, so $7 a person.
Okay.
And then they also had a bar and they had a coffee shop and they had, food and snacks.
Yeah.
And probably like hundreds of games.
And just pick a game and you can play it?
Pick a game and actually the staff that works there were really knowledgeable. So they would, if you had a question about a game or if you wanted to learn a new game, they would come and teach you. But it was interesting the cover charge.
I'm surprised the one in Bellevue doesn't have anything like that.
Right.
You could, there is a restaurant, there's a bar, so there's ways to spend money for sure.
Yeah.
But you could go there, borrow a game for free, stay there, hang out for free, and not spend any money. Like that is a possibility.
Interesting.
So I have wondered about that business model, but they're always packed. So the restaurant and bar must just be carrying so much that they don't worry about that. But
it made us hesitate to stay when they were like, there is a cover charge, but you can stay for as long as you want. We were a little bit like, oh. And then what's funny is we ended up playing games like we have at home, like not even new ones, But we, like I said, we got to connect with one of Chad's friends. We went and just try to do one day we'd go to a yummy brunch somewhere, and then we'd go explore, a different part of Victoria. Yeah. And then one night we'd go to a yummy dinner somewhere, and then we'd mix it with just staying at the Airbnb and having dinner or pizza and playing games at home and stuff. So the only bummer thing was on the way home, I got super car sick. I don't know if you know this about me, but I am like uber sensitive to motion sickness to the point where it's like I get a little bit nauseous and I am done for the day. It was just.
Does it help if you're the one driving?
100%.
Okay.
And so, in fact, on most trips, if I'm not passenger, I will drive.
Yeah.
I feel like a little bit of a diva about it, but
I'm the same way.
Like
I get super motion sick as well.
And in a Tesla, I was driving with a friend at Tesla, and that the retrograde. What is it? Renegade. What is the braking system called?
Oh my gosh. Something.
Are we in Renegade right now?
Renegade. I should know what it is. It's the
braking system that doesn't necessarily brake. It's like you ease up on the gas.
Yep.
That makes me sick. My friend Tiffany took me on a trip up to Seattle. From here to Seattle, I got so sick because of that braking system.
Regenerative braking.
Regenerative.
That's a big word.
Not retrograde.
I'm the same way though. If I'm a passenger in a Tesla, I don't do super well.
Yeah.
But if I'm driving, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what that is. Yeah. Why is it that if you're driving, you're okay?
I think because you are in control, so you know when you're braking versus when you're not. Did you take the ferry to Victoria? Or did
yes.
Okay. Cool.
So we did.
The Clipper?
No, we did one out of Vancouver.
Okay. Vancouver, Canada?
Yep.
Okay.
And it was like, what was great is there was one like every hour. Cool. So we had booked our ferry on the way out, and then coming back, we went through Port Angeles.
Okay.
And that one was only 2 ferries a day.
Gotcha.
So we were kind of like, if we don't make this one, we're stuck here. But it's like, taking driving, crossing the border, getting on a ferry, ferry ride over.
A lot of steps.
It was like 2 good full days of traveling as well for not that far away.
Right.
But it was great. And we did have decent weather. We walked every day. Chad and I had this like really kind of moment on one of the mornings we went for a walk, and we realized like walking together is one of the like best things for our marriage.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we walk in silence, like we just are in our own thoughts and doing our own thing. Other times we like set goals for our family.
Yeah.
We discuss things going on with the kids. We dream about things like it's like, and you're getting fresh air and exercise. It's like one of our favorite things.
Yeah. It's a great, I agree 100%.
Yeah, especially in a cool new city. There, we were really close to University of Victoria, where the Airbnb was, and so we walked through the campus one day, and there was some like little gardens that they had, and it was just it's good.
So why did you love it and Chad didn't like it?
I think for me, I did a lot of the planning.
Okay.
So I had like on my list, I was like, oh, there's another coffee shop I wanted to go to. There is a castle I wanted to go to. We didn't do any we didn't go to any stores. We just like went to like
explored.
Yeah. So there was a lot I could have done. I think for him, well, one, we did not have a good cup of coffee almost the entire trip.
Yeah.
And he was very disappointed about it. So there was
I get that.
there was a few things. And then everything we did cost money.
Right.
So whether it was a cafe with a board game, whether it was a museum we went to, a tea party, like everything cost a ticket fee.
Yeah.
And so I think he just felt like, he's like, I just feel like I'm just spending a ton of money.
Yeah.
And some of the things I'm enjoying, some I could have skipped and been totally fine.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think he would be like, if I said, I really want to go back and try it again, I think he would be okay, but maybe not right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
So anyways, so we were there Wednesday to Saturday.
Okay.
Got back Saturday night, kind of just did like, laundry and relaxed at home. Went back in our sauna Saturday night to just kind of get back into our groove. And then Sunday was kind of hectic. I ended up doing work. I showed clients my buyer houses, and then I showed your clients' houses.
Thank you again.
Absolutely. Just want it noted on here. We do work in real estate.
We do.
And luckily we got my client under contract. So we're mutual there. And then last night we met up with some friends and went to Beer Star. Kind of a nice way to end our spring break. It's just one more hurrah.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the weekend.
What'd you get at Beer Star?
I share this. It's like a Pinot Grigio. It's a bottle of white wine with Shannon, and my friend Kelly. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It's great. Shannon has a friend who's like, I don't care, get whatever you want. But if you have a Pinot Grigio from the Oregon Valley, that's perfect. It's like so specific. And I am like, she wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
She wasn't wrong.
Hit
if
the spot.
I can find that, then I'm good to go.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyways, that was the gist of my weekend.
Sounds like a great weekend.
How about you?
Yeah, I'll be hitting you up for Victoria recommendations, but not coffee shops. I probably won't ask you which.
I've got a really good breakfast place and a really good dinner place for you.
Cool. Awesome. My weekend was good. It was pretty uneventful. So Brian was sick most of the weekend. So we kind of laid low for a lot of it. Yeah. But Friday night we went and got dumplings. Oh. Love dumplings.
I love
There's a place in Kirkland we want to try. Wasn't great.
Oh.
So disappointing a little bit, but checked off the list. And we have a whole ranking system for restaurants. We have basically, have I shown you this before?
I don't think so, but I'm so excited.
So we have a whole restaurant list. It's organized by area. So we have North Seattle, downtown Seattle.
These are just
South and West Seattle.
You want to go to.
So all the ones are checked off for restaurants we've been to. And all the non-checked ones are ones we still need to go to. And then for each one, we give a ranking from 1 to 5. So 5 is the best thing ever. We are 100% going back. It goes all the way down to 1. So we gave it a 3.
Have you gotten any ones?
I don't know if we've given any ones. Okay. We probably should. We should probably get, because usually if something we don't like it, we give it a 2.
Okay.
But I guess 1 would be if it's just horrible.
Yeah. Do you write reviews?
I don't write reviews. No. I used to write only positive reviews for places. Yeah. And I don't know. It just takes a lot of time and effort. And
so I had the Airbnb we stayed at. It was a little bit of an interesting thing because we get there and it's advertised as fully fenced. And I'm like, that's perfect. Because when we were bringing dogs, you want to be able to let them out in the backyard and know that they're secure.
Yeah.
And the first thing Chad does when we get there, he walks the perimeter of the backyard and he's like, there's multiple holes. There's no way we can let, especially Stella,
that's
out
a bummer.
Here. Mm-hmm. And then it was a 2-story house and the bathroom upstairs didn't even have hand soap. It's one thing not to have shampoo and soap in the shower, but not even hand soap to wash your hands in the bathroom. We went to the store and bought soap.
Wow.
And so I don't want to pull down somebody's rating. So instead I emailed her when she was sending me the checkout directions. I was like, just a heads up, a few things that surprised us during our stay.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was passive aggressive or what, but I'm like, I don't want to put down a bad rating for somebody and ruin your business. Yeah. But I also would like to give them feedback. So
I think that is ideal. I mean, especially as business owners, if somebody has negative experience with us, that would be my preference. I don't want to not know about it. I want to know that they had a bad experience. Yeah. I'd rather not show up on my Google reviews or whatever.
Yeah.
So emailing directly with that feedback, I think that's
and she was great about it. She's like, oh my goodness, I'm surprised at how often guests will take things like soap and shampoo, and I'm assuming that's what maybe happened. And she was like,
the fence.
And the fence. They take wood. It's a problem in Victoria.
Did she comment on the fence?
She did say, she was like, I am so sorry to hear about the fence. She mentioned, I think they live maybe outside the area. Anyways, she made a comment like, we'll be back in the house in the next week or so. We could fix it if you know where the holes were. Let me know. Yeah. So it's fine. And honestly, I really did enjoy the stay there. But it was just some of those inconveniences. Like every time we had to take the dogs out on leashes and,
that is a pain. That's a big, whenever we go somewhere with CV, that's like a big like we need fully fenced.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's just like, I don't know. She's used to that. She's used to being able to just go potty on her own.
Yeah.
And anytime we take her on a leash, she like has a really hard time going potty. She's a little bit weird about that.
Yeah.
So we had a trip to Long Beach one time and we didn't have anywhere fenced to take her.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think it was probably January or February. Horrible weather, like storms.
You're just standing there.
Sideways rain. It was pretty much. She was still a puppy. It was one of the first times we went on a trip with her, and it's one of the worst trips we've ever been on because all night she'd be whining at the door, and we were like in a motel, so there were people on either side of us.
Oh my gosh!
We'd take her out on the leash. It was sideways rain.
Yeah,
she would not go potty. We'd be out there for 20 minutes, like begging her to go. Please, just go. And then we bring her back inside, and then she's 20. It was like there were 2 nights in a row where we got like 0 sleep because she was just, it was horrible. And we ended up finding like a fenced in like a field kind of thing that we took her to. And that was like she will not go on a leash, so we have to go somewhere.
That is funny.
So it was like a schoolyard kind of field thing that we took her to, and that worked. But we probably weren't supposed to be there with the dog.
These dogs of ours.
I know.
Yeah.
But back to reviews. I will, if I have like an amazing experience somewhere, I will for sure write a review. Okay. If it's like a fine experience, I'm like, I don't feel the need to write a review.
Okay.
But yeah, so we got dumplings, and then I really wanted dessert, so I when I got ice cream.
Love it.
And the ice cream didn't really satisfy the itch that I was having.
Okay.
So then
needed something else.
So then I went to Met Market and got one of the cookies.
I love this. Yeah.
And they have a new peanut butter version of the cookie. So like the regular cookie, but peanut butter version.
Okay.
And so I got both.
Obviously.
I ate horribly this weekend.
Listen.
But hey.
It's fine. It's fine.
So yeah, I got both cookies after I had ice cream. Yeah. I ate like half of each one of those, and then I saved them for the next day.
Okay.
Brian's not feeling great, so he's not having any. He's not indulging in any of the desserts.
You were like, I saved it for you, but if you're not going to eat it, then I will.
He's making me eat the dessert by myself.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then what else? Oh, then Friday night we watched a show on Apple TV called The Last Thing He Told Me.
I've seen that with Jennifer Garner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched the whole season this weekend.
It's pretty short, right?
It's pretty, I think it was episodes. Like 6 or 7 or 8. So watch that this weekend. I thought it was interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like kept me on my toes the whole time.
Right.
So that was Friday night, and then Saturday was our 8-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
And Brian is super sick. So we didn't really do anything this weekend to like celebrate our anniversary.
Okay. Were you going to?
We had talked about doing like on Sunday or Friday we were going to do like a nice dinner, but then we still went out to dinner. We still got dumplings, but it was just kind of like a last minute thing.
Yeah. Because Japan is your guys' big kind of trip for this, right?
Yeah. Okay. So Japan is like the anniversary trip, and that's coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So we spent a while on our anniversary date planning out Japan.
Oh, that's fun.
Booked a couple activities and a train, and at this point I think I've told you this. The week we're there is called Golden Week. Have I talked to you about this at all? Okay. So Golden Week is one of the biggest holiday weeks of the year in Japan. I think
my goodness.
The biggest week of the year for Japanese people to get time off work and to travel around the country.
What is it? Why don't I know that?
I don't know.
She's not a true Japanese.
Yeah, Golden Week, end of April every year, I guess. And we were like, oh, that's fun. Like, there'll probably be fun activities and festivals going on or whatever.
Yeah.
We've already booked this. We're fully booked. We booked hotel, flights, everything.
Yeah.
We were looking up like Japan during Golden Week, like what's going on. Every review, every review, every video is like, do not go to Japan during Golden Week.
Why?
Because it's apparently so busy everywhere that it's just like you're waiting in lines everywhere you go.
I thought it was going to be nobody's there.
Everything's
they
closed.
all go.
Yeah. So I think everybody's there. Everybody's there. Everybody has a week off.
Everybody's there and no one's working.
Yeah. So So we're not changing any plans. We're going still. It'll be great. Embracing it.
You know now to expect this.
Yes.
And that's important.
And then hopefully it'll be less bad than we think it will be.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But yeah, it's so funny. Like Brian's looking up Japan Golden Week. The first 3 videos are in a row. It's like, here's my experience going to Japan during Golden Week. Super negative.
Oh,
the second video is like,
yeah,
here's the 1 week of the year to not go to Japan.
What are the odds?
Yeah, we had no idea when we booked it.
Right.
And so here we are. So
okay.
yeah.
Well, listen,
it'll be great.
I'm sure the listeners and myself can't wait to hear how it goes.
If anything, it's like if we have to do less activities than we're planning, that's fine. Japan and Tokyo, like the cities are so huge.
Yeah.
Like if we can't get into the restaurant we want to go to, we can go somewhere else. Like we'll be fine. We'll have a good time regardless.
Totally.
Our favorite thing to do while traveling is like what you said, just walking around, exploring different areas. Like it'll be great.
Yeah.
So, make the most of it.
I sent you one like recommendation, like it was a video of things to do in Japan or not to do in Japan. This is like that. My Instagram will not stop sending me things.
Yeah.
It's constantly.
Do you know who Jojo Siwa is?
Austin? I don't know. Yes, of course.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
Is this a big thing with your daughters?
Just like she's a famous person.
Okay, I don't know.
Have you ever heard of Brad Pitt?
Okay, she's not on the same level as Brad Pitt. I don't know anything about Jojo Siwa. I think she was on like some show.
Yes. Dance Moms, and then she's like known for her bow. Maybe it's because I have girls.
I think it's because you have girls.
Okay,
maybe because I don't know much about her. I've like definitely heard her name before, and I've seen her face before.
I feel like she's famous.
She's famous for sure.
Brad Pitt was a bad
with different crowds probably. Okay. But she just came out with a new song this weekend. I guess or yes, I don't know.
A lot of controversy around it.
Oh my gosh, I watched like 2 videos about it, and now that is the only thing on my TikTok
this guy
is
Jojo Siwa.
It's so much, and I'm seeing all these like rumors about it, all this stuff, and all this drama, and I'm like, I do not care at all. So every time I see one of the videos now, I immediately scroll past it.
Yeah,
I'm like, I do not want to be on Jojo Siwa TikTok anymore.
No,
it's annoying.
I know.
She's probably great. I don't know anything about her. I don't really.
I don't know. I mean, I know her from Dance Moms, and then there was the whole bow phenomenon, and it was like she wore this like giant bow, and that's what she was known for. And they sold these bows, and kids loved them. And then recently, there was some show, I forget what it's called, but it was like kind of like, not A-list celebrities, but almost like the B-list or like not well-known people, like reality stars, those types of people. And they go to like this extreme kind of boot camp-esque thing. Maybe it's put on by Navy SEAL. It was intense.
Yeah.
And she was on that.
Oh,
and
how'd she do?
Not my favorite. Like she was very confident in herself.
Yeah.
And not that
we
confidence.
Hate confidence.
No, I hate it. Don't come at me with that. I'm here for humility. No, it was just a little too much for me.
Right.
And
I think as I've been watching all these videos about Jojo Siwa, what she's trying to do right now is to rebrand herself like Miley Cyrus did back in the day.
Okay.
Because Miley Cyrus was the super wholesome Disney star, Hannah Montana. And then she came out with her, like, I think, Gold Bangers album.
Yeah.
And that was when she did like the Wrecking Ball video, which was a little bit scandalous, but great song.
Absolute banger.
And absolute banger. And that was like her big, and there was all this controversy around that. Like, oh, she's whatever.
Yeah.
People love to hate on things. So
she's just Miley.
Miley's I love Miley. Have you her voice is incredible. Have you heard her song with Beyonce?
Yes. It's funny because like her singing voice is phenomenal.
Yeah.
When she talks though, and people like mimic because it's so low.
So gravelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a few videos that they like.
She'll be talking.
Like her with somebody else. Anyways, okay. Yeah.
Jojo Siwa was kind of the same way. She has a kind of a crazy low gravelly voice.
Yeah.
And anyway, enough about Jojo Siwa, but she's
gotten a lot of airtime.
She's trying to do the same thing.
What's
everything she's doing is working. All her rebrand, because we're talking about it. The world's talking about it.
We're talking about it.
So, hats off to you, Jojo Siwa.
Jojo Siwa, where are you gonna go?
Japan planning. That was fun.
Yeah,
spent a few hours doing that. Walk Stevie. Brian's friends Michael and Feb had a surprise birthday party on Saturday night.
Okay.
So Brian wasn't feeling great, but he kind of rallied, and we end up going.
Yeah.
Got there early to help set up. We did a bunch of decorations and stuff.
At like a house, at a restaurant. Where were you?
So it was at a place called Flea in Redmond, which is like, it's an escape room and virtual reality kind of place.
Okay, so flee as in get out.
FLE.
Okay.
Yes.
My mind went to flea as in the insect on our dogs that you don't want. And I was like, what a weird. Okay.
Not that. So yeah, we helped set up, and it was kind of funny how it all worked out. So the Michael's girlfriend Maria is the one who planned and coordinated the whole thing. She told everybody to get there like around 6:30, 6:45, and then they were going to arrive around 7:15.
Okay.
So we get there early to help set up.
Yep.
It's approaching 7, and all of a sudden the people that work there are like, all right, we need the groups who are doing their first escape room to come on in and get ready, and we need you to sign your waivers, and you need to start at 7 o'clock. And the birthday boys aren't there yet, who are doing the surprise party for.
Oh no.
And so they come in and we're all like confused, like, what do we do? So then I went and talked to him, and I'm like, okay, the person who booked all this isn't here, so we don't really know what's going on. Like, what time, what's the latest we can start this? Because the birthday people aren't here yet. And they're like, okay, well, the game starts at 7. Like, the latest we could get you in is 7:10, because we have another group playing at 8. And I'm like, okay. And the birthday people, and they were supposed to get there between 7 and 7:15. They're running late. They're not going to be there until like 7:20 probably. So we're like, okay, what do we do? So Brian and I kind of stepped aside. There's like 25 people here.
Whoa.
And we're like, okay, I'm not the leader of this friend group at all. I don't want to like step up.
But you're handling it. I love it. You're just like, let me talk to you.
I'm like taking some initiative, but I don't want to have to be the one to like announce to the whole group this is what's going on. So Brian takes that, which I appreciate.
Give it to sick Brian.
Yeah. I know, because Brian knows everybody at this party. Okay. I know like a third the people at this party. Usually I wouldn't mind just being like, hey, this is what's going on. But I'm like, you got this.
You got this, buddy.
So what we end up doing is we like end up having to go to the escape room. So there's this whole group is there.
Oh my gosh, this is so funny.
So 8 of us go into one escape room, the other 8 go into the other escape room. There's probably 5 to 6 people that hang behind.
Surprise!
And so when they get there, none of them were both in the escape rooms.
Oh my goodness.
So the whole surprise element was kind of
bummer.
Yeah.
Okay, escape room and virtual reality.
Yes.
Are you doing both at the same time?
Both activities are there. You do them separately.
Oh, okay. It's not like a virtual reality where you're trying to escape.
No.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so the escape room I did was like Game of Thrones themed.
Oh, cool.
So it was like the Ice King.
Yeah.
It was very cool, very, very like dark and like blue fire lights everywhere, and it was really cool.
Okay.
So we escaped just in the nick of time. It was great. And it was fun because it was 8 of us. I only knew Brian. The rest of the group I didn't really know. And
was that a little hard for you to be like?
Yes. And somebody said at the beginning, he's like, "Do you own an escape room, right?" I'm like, yes, but don't expect anything out of me. Like, there's, I've done a lot of escape rooms, but
like, you're the one with the family who only does escape rooms, right?
Yeah. Somebody said that to the whole group. I'm like, but I'm not like amazing at them. And I wasn't, honestly. There were a lot of puzzles where I was like very much struggling.
Okay.
We had to get a lot of clues. It was pretty a hard escape room, but we made it through, got out, and it was great.
Yeah.
Walked out of the escape room, saw the birthday boys, like, surprise.
We're all here.
But yeah, did that, and then we.
What did they think was happening? Did they think they were going to an escape room just them?
I think they thought they were going to like a dinner or something.
Okay.
Or I don't really know.
Okay.
Okay. So did that, and then did the virtual reality thing, which normally anytime I'm like in a virtual reality setting, I don't like it. I get super dizzy.
Right.
Have you done like any of the goggles or anything?
There is this place down on Ruston where you wear goggles and you play some games. But honestly, if I've gone there, it's mainly for my kids.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you that I've like worn it and done a whole thing with it.
Yeah.
I imagine I'd feel sick.
If you ever in a movie and it's like a 3D movie, do you wear the 3D goggles? Have you done that at all?
Yeah.
3D glasses?
Yeah. Like at Disneyland?
Yeah.
You got to do that?
Yeah. Anytime I'm on a ride or anything that has a 3D component, I get super dizzy, 100%. Super motion sick.
I think we talked about this when I went to Disney, where I was like, the screen rides.
Yeah.
I'm like,
so that was, I was apprehensive because of that. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this or not.
Yeah.
I did it anyway, and it was very cool.
Oh,
like
okay.
So you're wearing this like whole headset thing, and you have like a gun. It's like a gun game.
Yeah.
And we're all in this big room. Like there's 10 of us in this big room.
Okay.
And you can kind of see where the other people are at.
Oh, okay.
But not like their actual bodies. Like you can see their characters on the screen in front of you.
Right.
So you can like make sure not to get too close to them.
Okay.
But you're literally like walking around this thing. You're going like up ramps and like feels like you're moving upwards. Very bizarre.
Just standing in one spot.
You are moving around. So you're moving around, you're like walking around kind of slowly.
Okay.
And you're shooting your gun at whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was very cool.
What's the setting? What are you shooting?
So it was like 2 teams. It was like 5v5.
Okay.
And we were like there was like some object in the middle that you were shooting to like try to get it like towards you or whatever.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to explain.
Okay.
It's kind of
like monsters or zombies.
Sort of like laser tag-esque. But
I actually love laser tag.
It was very cool.
Okay.
It was yeah, I'll definitely embrace the VR stuff now because I'm like,
and you didn't feel sick.
I didn't. No, I definitely took me a while afterwards to like reconfigure my brain to reality. Like
stop trying to shoot people.
Yeah. I remember growing up actually or when I first got my driver's license, I'd be playing like car games like Gran Turismo or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'd be playing the game and then I'd get in my car and I'd be like, it'd be hard not to just like drive like crazy, you know? That's my concern with video games a lot of times is if you're like spending so much time shooting or like driving crazy, it's like it's hard to adjust sometimes from video game life to the real world. So, yeah.
I wouldn't know about that.
Yeah. I don't play many video games, but that's been my experience. Anyways, that was Saturday. And then Sunday, and then also Saturday, I ate so much food.
Yeah.
I had pizza for dinner. They made a peanut butter chocolate cake. It was incredible. Like I couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah.
So much food. So great. Sunday, I woke up feeling sick because I ate so much on Saturday.
Okay.
And so yesterday was kind of like a detox day. I let my body kind of recoup. I ate way less food, did a little bit of intermittent fasting. And
same.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was like, and Saturday evening, I was like, I'm going to try to limit some of the junk.
Yeah.
And just focus on some fresh protein, veggies type meals.
I really think that like protein and veggies, that's the two things that we always need more of. Protein and veggies.
Oh, P.S. You know that drink that I was having last time where I was like, it's electrolyte and it's got sodium, it's got real salt, and it actually feels really good. It has 120 milligrams of caffeine.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, that's why I feel so great.
120 milligrams?
120.
How many milligrams are in like a cup of coffee?
I think 100. I think Dutch said it was 100. Okay. But I was like, wow, I must have been like so lacking sodium because this drink really boosts my energy.
Well, the combination of electrolytes and caffeine probably is like a
100%
double whammy.
I know. I ordered more.
Did you?
I love it.
So Sunday went on a walk with Stevie, did like a 3-mile walk with her around the neighborhood. Brian was out for the count yesterday. He was
obviously
not feeling great at all.
He had to escape a room, virtual reality, party.
We turned our couch into like a couch bed.
Oh yeah.
You've seen that? We have one of the modular couches.
That's cool. I haven't seen that.
It's kind of like a 3x1, like a 3-section couch with like an ottoman, and you can push the pieces together to turn it into like a bed kind of thing. Yeah. So he was there all day.
You're you're not coming into our bedroom.
No, absolutely not. I'm actually going to stay in Tacoma tonight because I cannot. I just can't get sick this week. No, but I took great care of him. I made him things.
Okay.
And, I wasn't horrible.
That was nice.
Walked Stevie, went on a bike ride yesterday. Got us Thai food for dinner. Brian's really feeling like a curry or something, so got some delicious Thai food.
Yeah,
and then worked for a few hours last night. Wrote a couple offers and
just writing offers.
Yeah, left and right.
Look at us selling homes.
Yep. Yeah, that was my weekend. It was we did some things.
Yeah, you did.
Felt uneventful because we spent a lot of time on the couch this weekend. Yeah. But in between the couch sessions, we did some activities. So yeah.
Sounds pretty active to me. We're just so different in that, you know?
We've talked about this, but like because I do the steps thing every day, it's like I never really have a day where I just sit on the couch all day, and I think that's good for me. Like if I yesterday morning, we stayed on the couch until I don't know 1 p.m. probably.
Yeah.
And then I finally took Stevie on a walk and did my bike ride and stuff. But I was in a weird kind of mental space all yesterday morning.
Sure.
Within 10 minutes of being outside and getting fresh air, I immediately found myself just feeling better. So it's a game changer.
It's crazy. And that is part of the whole walking thing, which it's like we can kind of be in a funk or like there's tension in our house because somebody's misbehaving and we know we need to like talk it through or something.
Yep.
And it's that combination of like fresh air and then just like my brain starts to decompress.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, how is trying a new thing every day going?
That's a great question. It's going well. Nothing super exciting so far, but I'll read you through what I've done so far. So first day I went to Kennydale Beach Park, which is a little park near my house.
Oh, okay.
Watched the sunset for the first day of the month. It was a beautiful sunset that day. Second day I went to Hop Garden, which is a little brewery thing in Renton. Did a little work, caught up on emails at this little brewery. Third day, I went to May Creek Park, which is a little hiking trail near my house.
Okay.
Took Stevie there. Fourth day, I went to Ward's Lake Park, which is actually in South Tacoma.
Oh.
I went a little walk there with my mom.
Nice.
Nothing to report home about on that one. Fifth day, I went to the dumpling place. I'm not going to name it because it wasn't great.
Okay.
Sixth day, I went to that escape room place. That was my new place. And then yesterday was a new bike route.
Okay.
So I kind of went to a new area I've never biked to before.
Do you know what you're doing today?
I don't know yet. No.
Okay. Any plans for the eclipse coming up?
No. I've been seeing so much stuff about it. I don't think we'll actually get much of it here.
It's
so
not, but people are really excited about it.
People are. Not us.
People are. No, my friend Shannon has a house down in San Antonio, and people booked it like a year ago.
Wow.
To come and stay.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And I think, is it like, it's pretty weather dependent, right? Like if it's overcast, that doesn't really work.
Great question.
I don't know.
I'm not a meteorologist.
Me neither.
I wouldn't know.
I just don't.
I just don't. You know,
not my forte. But
the only eclipse I care about was from the Twilight series. And
did you read all the Twilight books?
Yeah.
Did you?
Loved it.
I did it. I watched all the movies.
Oof, that's actually the worst way to do it.
Is it?
Well, the first one is like an after school special. It's atrocious. The movie. The book was phenomenal.
Yeah. Did you read the Hunger Games books?
Yes.
Great books.
Also great.
Yeah.
And those movies were actually decent.
Okay, last thing we should talk about is a few of our favorite things. Yes.
These are a few of my favorite things. Here we go.
What was the prompt exactly? So you said, what are like the...
so I had a moment where last week the sun was out.
Yeah.
I had an afternoon where it was like, didn't really have anything going on. I had my book and I had like a fresh Diet Coke actually it wasn't fresh. It was like, the ice was gone. So I had to do a refill.
The ice had melted in the Diet Coke? Oh.
Yeah. So it was a Diet Coke, a really good book, and like a sunny deck. And I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I couldn't be happier. And there I was like, I would love to hear what other combinations make you so happy like that.
Is that yours, or do you have other
I've got a
combinations
list
as
of
well?
10.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
not that prepared.
What did you do?
Like one. Give me your first three.
Okay. A nice bottle of wine.
Okay.
A new puzzle.
Okay.
And rain. Wow. Like that's my kind of evening.
That's great. Man, I wish I would have gone further into this challenge because I could have come up.
We can come back to it. We can come back to it.
I can think of a few on the spot.
Okay.
Okay. What's your next one?
Popcorn.
Okay.
Peanut M&Ms.
Okay.
And a movie.
Love it.
Like if I'm at a movie theater, that's my combination. I tried not to put Diet Coke into almost all of my things. I realized maybe there's a problem there.
I really resonate with these first two so far.
Okay.
They're both, I agree 100%.
Okay.
Especially the puzzle and rain. Oh my gosh.
I'll tell you what.
I love puzzles.
And a really nice red wine.
Have we talked about puzzles before?
I'm sure.
So my OCD.
We did.
Plus puzzles.
Because it's hard for you to not.
Really hard for me to step away. Like if I'm going to start a puzzle, I need to have the next 12 hours clear. Because I'll step away maybe to go to the bathroom and to make some more coffee. But that's it. I cannot walk away from a puzzle.
Listen.
You lose me. Like Brian knows that if I'm starting a puzzle, like sayonara. Like and he actually likes it because then he can just play his video games.
He's like gifting you puzzles.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, have you wanted to try that? Okay, the next one, iced coffee.
Okay.
Sunny Saturday.
Yep.
And a good farmer's market.
Ooh, love it.
I'm gonna grab some fresh flowers.
Yeah.
Maybe a nice fresh sourdough loaf.
Yep.
And that's my day.
Great.
Where are we at? You got nothing.
Okay, so I only came up with one, but it's a more generic.
Oh, okay.
So coffee is one of the things.
Check.
I love my coffee. It's hot coffee, iced coffee, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I like all sorts of variations of coffee.
Okay.
Gotta have that in my hand.
Yeah.
For sure.
We have a thing, like, especially it's like every Sunday when we go to church and we go to the lobby, it's an emotional support beverage.
Yeah.
Could be a coffee. Yeah. It could be a Diet Coke. It could be a water. But
are you into matcha?
Can't say that I am.
Not either.
Yeah.
No.
But it's something. And it's, for me, it makes me feel a little bit more comfortable if I have a beverage in my hand.
100%. Mm-hmm. I have a gratitude journal.
Yeah.
More often than not, I say that
I'm
thankful for coffee.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for my coffee. And I'm looking forward to my coffee. And it's just.
Chad and I joke that it's like when we're like ending our day, the thing we look forward to is coffee in the morning.
Absolutely. Yeah. Gets you out of bed.
Gets you ready.
It's part of your why.
Yeah. Good coffee.
Okay. So that's one of them. Next one is again, kind of generic, just being near the water.
Yeah.
Like whether I have a view of the water or I'm at a lake, at a river, at a sound, at an ocean, could be on a beach. Like no matter what, I just like being near the water. Not necessarily in the water. Just I like being able to see water.
I agree. Okay. Like when people give you those pictures, there's like 4 and it's like cabin in the woods, the ocean, somebody's nice backyard. You know, there's like things like pick your perfect setting. Mine's always the water.
I struggle though when there's multiple to have water. Like if there's a river and then there's a lake.
I prefer the ocean.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't have a preference. I don't think I could choose. Like I really love each of them for different reasons.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably the ocean.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't choose. Don't
make me choose. For me, like lakes and things, I like associate that more with like camping. That's not necessarily my jam.
Yeah. So coffee, being near the water, and then just like something active, like walking Stevie, or that's kind of the only thing you can do with coffee in hand, or just like, or maybe proceed or the hanging out by the waters after something active. Like I did some yoga or did a workout, and then I'm just hanging out by the water.
Yes.
I like when I've moved my body a little bit, when I've gotten the endorphins going. Yeah. Like, and I have my coffee. I'm near the water. That's
it's
what
a
I'm
great
happiest.
combo. Yeah. Yeah.
And then great conversation. Just like being with people 100%. That I love, having a good combo. Like that's
like a great podcast.
Yeah. We need
coffee.
a water. We need to turn our green screen here and just like a water backdrop.
Yes. Just a little water feature.
Yeah. And we have all
filming
the
studio.
boxes checked.
Yeah.
We can get like standing treadmill desks here so we can do something active.
I do love that. Do you want to hear the rest of mine?
Absolutely.
Okay. Number 4, dinner on my deck, sunset.
Okay.
Friends are there. To me, especially if we like grill some steaks and we just watch the sunset, it's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
It's a really nice thing.
I'm a big fan of sunrises and sunsets. I think I prefer sunsets over sunrise, but I love watching the sunset.
I think if we could see the sunrise, we would we just get epic sunsets on that side of town. This one's simple, but I love a good pairing of root beer and pizza.
Oh. Root beer and pizza.
Root beer and pizza. Cool. For some reason, that's my soda of choice with pizza.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Okay. Speaking of soda, Diet Coke and anything. No. I said Diet Coke, usually with chips and salsa, and particularly if I'm with a friend and we're like just hashing it out.
Yeah.
I've done this a couple of times with my friend Eleanor. It's the most therapeutic experience for me. We get a good Diet Coke, we get some chips and queso, maybe some salsa, and we're just pouring our hearts out to each other. And we're safe with each other. Yeah. We're usually laughing. We're talking life. It's a great mix. Okay. Added my good book back. A good book with a lengthy amount of time. Like to me, if I'm like, oh, I've got a couple, like maybe there's a few hours or there's like nothing coming up in the evening where I could just like sit and get into it.
Yeah.
If I only have a little bit of time, I'm like, I don't want to sit down and read because I know I'm not going to get into it.
Great. So I just thought of another one.
Let's do it. Interject whenever you want.
Okay. A weekend morning with coffee.
Yeah, obviously.
Playing the Wordle and Connections on the couch with Brian. We do it every weekend. We always start our weekend mornings with. Do you do the Wordle?
I do. Okay. Not daily, but I will sometimes.
I have like a 75-day streak now.
Wow.
On the I've incorporated it into my morning routine now. I love it, especially on weekends. We do it together. We'll take the phone. We did this yesterday. We cast it onto the TV, so we can both see it together.
Yeah. I love that so much.
One of my favorite weekend. It takes like 20 minutes together. Yeah. And it's just such a great way to start the day.
Chad and I used to have this place in Santa Barbara we'd go to. We'd get breakfast and we would there was a crossword. It wasn't necessarily a crossword. It's like a word search. It was something. And that was like our favorite thing.
Yeah.
It was like actual like newspaper.
Thought of one more. Going to like a brewery with Brian and friends and playing some sort of game with the dog there.
100%.
Like perfect little pup just chilling there.
I love a good like brewery that has like cornhole.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Where was I? Oh, so speaking of activities, we've really, the sauna.
Yeah.
But
I knew the sauna was going to make an appearance.
Okay. So here's the combination. It's an evening one.
Okay.
So it's an evening sauna session.
Okay.
I've got a nice glass of ice water. And then after I shower, it's fresh sheets.
Ooh.
That combination.
Yeah.
When you get into bed and it's clean sheets and there's like
how often do you wash your
better.
Sheets?
Not as often as I'm wanting
Might be why I'm having so many acne problems.
I
I
think you're
might
supposed
need
to
to
do it
wash
like
my sheets.
weekly, right? Is it weekly?
Yeah.
We're probably every other, so
We've been more than that. I should wash the sheets.
listen, it's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt.
Okay.
You're gonna enjoy it. You just chime in if you come up with some more.
Okay, being on a trip,
Yeah.
somewhere new, just like, is this your next one?
This is my next one.
So yeah, it's being somewhere new with a coffee,
Literally,
going to a coffee shop, and then
new town, yummy coffee shop and or brunch,
Yeah.
and just exploring.
Just exploring. That's so
We're the same.
funny.
We are the same.
What just came to mind.
Okay, my last one is a really good restaurant. Particularly they have crispy Brussels sprouts.
Okay.
That's like, if that's on the menu, that is a must do for the Erskines. A really warm lighting. I'm pretty particular about my lighting in places. And I love when they have live music. Like a little duo and they just like singing a little folksy something.
Yeah. You know what's funny? We are very different people, obviously. Everyone's different, but we're like, you know, any of the personality tests, Enneagram, Myers-Briggs, we're so different. Every single thing on your list, I 100% agree. Like,
I wonder if anybody would be like, ugh, absolutely not. These are just nice things.
That's true. I don't know. Some people.
Everybody loves a good puzzle.
Not everyone loves a puzzle. Not everyone loves Diet Coke. Not actually no. Diet Coke is the one that I actually differ on. I don't. I don't dislike Diet Coke. I just never have it.
It's hard for me to not have a Diet Coke.
Really,
I actually cannot buy it for my house because I'm like, that's all I'll drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, one more for me.
Okay.
Would be probably just like the Island Palooza day. Yeah. So waking up, just knowing we wake up on the Anderson Island, make a cup of coffee, and just knowing I turn on the first song I play every year is the Enya. What's the song called? It's the song. It's like who can say that song? Yeah, that's the first song I play every year as we're getting everything set up and just setting up all the games and stuff
for the day.
That moment every year is just so like special for me.
That day for you as well is one where you're not really on your phone, and I feel like you've talked about that being a really special
100%.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this was a pretty easy list to come up with.
Yeah.
I feel like I could have done some more things, but I mean, life is good.
Yeah.
You know?
Last one, Monday morning with coffee and the podcast.
Talking about your weekend.
That's it. Talking about the weekend.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
These are a few of our favorite things.
All right. Thanks for listening, friends.
Yes. Yeah, let us know in the comments. We'll post the video. And
how do people do that?
I don't know. Maybe DM one of us on Instagram, shoot us a message, and tell us your favorite thing.
The socials.
Yeah.
And that way we have it. Because I was thinking, I was like, can you message on Spotify or on podcasts?
I think you can. I don't actually know. I think people can comment on Spotify, but it's not super easy or intuitive. Okay. So just leave us a comment on social media.
Yeah.
Shoot us a message. Let us know your favorite things.
Tell us some of your favorite combos.
Yeah.
And if you like Diet Coke.
That'll be the poll for next week.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jamie.
All right. See you next time.